Where's the note to self? I need to figure out how to do live streams more. Anyways, alright, so let's do some jams. Okay. Welcome, guys. Hello. Thank you all for joining in, and just want to say, truly, uh, thank you for joining me on this. Um, if you asked me 2 years ago if I was ever gonna hit 50K, I would have probably just chuckled at you and say that's a nice little pipe dream. It's I'm pretty sure nobody wants to see a sweaty Asian dude in a garage just jamming away in a speed bag, but here we are, and thank you. Really means a lot that so many of you guys are enjoying this. Thank you. Yeah, so many. I'm gonna read through the comments a little bit. I'm sorry I can't read Russian here. Back music is too low. Okay, I can adjust that. Okay, I put it up 3 notches. So here we are. I see some Korean in the chat. Thank you. Hi, see Kevin. Hi. Yeah. I'm not too hot on the Korean, but I can read it a little bit. Thank you on the 50K. Thank you on the 50K. So, I'm sorry I can't read your comments there, Russian bros, but it's okay. Just to oh yeah, that is a good point to bring up panda shoes. So all of my content, all of my content is copyright claimed, and the thing is, most of my content is demonetized, which it is what it is. I'm mostly doing this for my own enjoyment and just to kind of chart where I am as far as where I'm growing and evolving with my speedback skills. So I hardly get, any money from this, but it's part of the fun for me and just the journey of self exploration. I appreciate it though. Um, my only concern, though, is if I play the wrong song and then my stream gets taken down or my video's taken down. So I've run into that situation a couple times. So I'm trying to avoid those, but it's like playing a game of Minesweeper. I don't know which song will cause my stream to go kaboom until YouTube does their content ID stuff. But I don't mean to bore you guys here. Congrats from Hong Kong. Jeez, thank you. I didn't realize so many people worldwide are enjoying this stuff. Thank you, thank you. And yes, I don't really live stream too much because my schedule is very hectic, and I don't think I quite have the magnetic and charming personality for streaming, but this is just a small measure of me just saying thank you and just, trying to have a little bit of fun with so many of you guys who are, been very thoughtful to me. So we do have quite a few Koreans in the chat, so let me play a little bit of Epic High. So Epic High is a Korean hip hop group that I love a lot. And some of their stuff is in Pump It Up, which is a rhythm-based game. But yeah, give me 1 second to hook up that song here. So this song is called Fly by Epic High. It's a bit of an older one, but it's a goodie. Okay, so yes, that's Epic High. Song's called Fly. Thank you for subscribing, Eveliana. Um, Question from Pixel Blue. Just curious, how do you pick songs you do for videos? So, it's a mix of both. I I get a lot of song recommendations from you guys, and part of the fun for me is I can't say I do every single song that you recommend because there's a batch that you guys give me. And then I also have my own private playlist of songs that I like. Either it has a lot of nostalgic meaning for me or I just flat out like the song. And, or sometimes uh, the music algorithms that is, pitches me a song like, hey, I think you might like this. And then I turn it on and I either like, it's okay, put it on the back shelf, or it's not my style, or there's occasionally a few that it's kind of good. Let me see if I can mix it in. But once I pick a song that I consider that I would like to try to do, part of the challenge is trying to find a way to fit that feel, the phrasings, all that musical stuff in a song, and figuring out how to condense it into here. So I'm working with some obvious limitations. So the thing is, this speedback speed is usually gated a lot by the rebound. And depending on the size and shape of the bag, there are certain songs where certain songs are too fast for me, so I have to dial it down. And then there are also occasions, some cases where the song is too slow for me, in which I need to sub out with usually a bigger bag. This is a 6x9, 6x9 inches, 6 inches diameter or width, and then usually 9 inches from the height, top to bottom. These bigger bags are good for doing slower stuff because it takes a little bit more weight to get it moving, and because it's longer, it'll usually rebound a bit slower. So this is a good question though. Evan Jung. I wonder how hard it'd be to hit a heavy bag to a similar tempo. It can be done. At least the nice thing about hitting with the heavy bag is that you're not gated by the rebound and swing of a heavy bag, assuming you're hitting it properly. Like, you want to hit it enough to pretty much like cracking a whip. You want to just like hit it strongly, but then control the rebound of the heavy bag so it doesn't go swinging. And yeah, you can work on different combos with songs. You can work on like flurries, or you can actually work on like some hard strikes, like hooks and stuff. Just make sure you don't swing it too much. That would be my only recommendation. Okay. And yes, no edits right now. I'm can avoid DMCA. Yes, I do give a lot of little flares on my things. Can I do Metallica Battery? I don't know that song, so unfortunately, the answer to that is probably gonna be a no. Congrats on 50K. Thank you again. While we're on song choices, let me give you a little peek into the backside of what I go through in addition to song selection. Okay, so in addition to let me put this back down. Sorry. In addition to filtering through the song suggestions you guys give me, and then my own personal list of songs that I like, and then I have like my own little library here, right? The thing that's gonna really allow me to upload these videos to YouTube is YouTube has gotten very good at content IDing and content claiming all the music that's played. And for me, I'm just gonna be honest and just put my songs, the songs that I use, in good volume, so that way the system will recognize 100% of the time. I don't want to give you guys a bad experience of having some barely audible song playing in the background just to trick content ID. It's not my style. Like, I'd rather get demonetized and show you guys some good videos with good songs that I can play versus some kind of just like bootleg recording where you have to like really strain in to listen in. And yeah, it's, there's a couple of decisions that I do within my own monetization. I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's mostly back end stuff, but I'll just say like this: I won't ever do mid video ads. I think they're extremely exasperating to deal with. And I used to watch cartoons on Saturday mornings, and I hated it whenever they cut off the Pokemon at like a very climactic scene, and then it's like you get a 30-second ad for like a cereal thing or whatever. I hate that. So for that very reason, no mid video ads. Okay. I can't control the type of ads that get displayed on the very beginning of my videos, but the very minimum that I've done is I've removed the option to display sensitive types of ads on the beginning of my videos. You won't see anything relating to gambling or any of that kind of gritty stuff. If anything, it'll be just like pretty sterile, like marketing, like, hey, you might like this product, but it won't be like, hey, you want to go to the casino after watching this Speedbag Bard guy. You're not going to see that. I disabled all those. So, have I done any cover of Hajime no Ippo songs? So, a lot of people have recommended Heki Reki, and I've tried it. It's not completely polished, but that's actually the next song that I'll do. Panda Shoes non-copyright audio library on YouTube has music that won't be copyright. It may help you to get more reach. Yes. So, yeah, I agree with part of that statement. There is a non-copyright audio library on YouTube, and yes, a lot of those songs have been cleared that I can play them, that I can, monetize. But the situation that I'm running into is that a lot of the songs that I want to put in my videos. So for the most part, most of the songs that I pick are going to be straight up non-monetized, and that's fine. There are a couple of examples where if I upload a song, the video will be blocked. It'll be taken down. And that's kind of what I'm worrying about, because in one of my live streams for my previous ones, I hit the speedback to one of the Bleach's songs. I think it was called The Number One, the Bankai version. And that stream got taken down just because of that one song. There are a couple of other songs that I can't play. I don't have an elegant solution for this, because the only way I can, adjust to that climate is I upload a musicless version of it, which is just me hitting the speed bag. The only problem that I have with this is this puts the burden on you, the viewer, to put those two things together, the music and my cover. You have to sync it, and then you have to press the play button on each one at the right time. It puts a lot of work on you, and I don't quite like that. Happy 50K, my brother. Thank you, Jai. J.I.? Okay. How long have I been boxing for? Okay, so let me clarify here. I've been taking boxing lessons for about less than a year. Fundamental stuff, basic stuff, like how to throw your basic jab, cross. A couple of footworks, like usually you don't want to box all square. You kind of want to blade off a little bit so you have less body to hit, right? I've done it less than a year, so I would just say I'm an informed idiot, but I'm not proficient, okay? Speed bagging, this I've been hitting exclusively for about 2 years and, let's see, today is October, 4 months. Yeah, 2 years and 4 months I've been doing this. So I do want to clarify, you don't have to be a fighter to learn how to hit the speed bag. You don't have to be a boxer to learn how to hit the speed bag. This is a very kind of, I know it's a little intimidating because you see this in boxing gyms and you see people like the murder face, like, right? Okay. there's a speedback community, and a lot of them are very chill to play with. Chill to hang with, share techniques. Every year there's an annual speedback gathering. I actually went to the one this past July in Keyport, New Jersey. Um, we're still trying to figure out a good location for the 2025 one, since the place, the gym we are hosting it at for the past few years is closing down. So unfortunately, we don't have a designated location for the 2025 gathering. Mr. Lippo, is there any way to message you or recommend stuff for you to cover? Absolutely, whatever you do. Feel free to leave a comment, or you can even reach out to my email. It's in my profile. I think it's a contact at speedbackbar.com. So, but I do go through and read every comment. I may not throw a heart, or I may not, audibly respond to it, but I do read every single one of your comments. Brian, yes, I am specialized in techniques. I would consider myself pretty darn good at the speed bag, but I'm every other facet of boxing. No, no. Okay. Um, have you seen that? Yes, the video, Professor. Yes, 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 yes. If you're talking about Alan Khan, yes, I've seen him. I've met him in person at the gathering. Yes, tremendous guy. Very grateful that he created the foundation for this. How long did it take you to get that good at the speed bag? So let me preface it like this. Um, Everybody's definition of their destination at the speed bag is gonna be a little bit different. For me, um, let's say it like this. It took me about a year for me to feel that I was somewhat competent at the speed bag. And my earliest uploaded video, I did a cover of Dalco's Crasher from Dragalia Lost. Very sad about the game closing, but that was such a killer song for me. And I hit it about a year ago, and then most of the videos that I uploaded pre March of 2024, those were things that I considered that was pretty decent, right? But between the 1 year and the 2 year mark for me, once I reached the 2 year mark, that's where I started to really feel like I was approaching a new level. Because if I had to put like a little bit of a gradation on it, that 1 year mark was up to here. It's like, oh, I feel like I'm pretty good here. But then as I was going through my 1 year mark to the 2 year transition, I realized there was another level to break through. And then from there, I'm like right here. I'm still climbing this. I haven't um, quite figured out where this goes, but I'm working on it, and that's part of the reason why I'm trying a lot of different songs, because it's forcing me to kind of take my techniques and then try to find out, how can I adapt this. Sorry, gonna read through comments. Very interesting to know he goes to the gatherings. Yes, please come to the gatherings. You don't have to be very good. We have a lot of beginners who come and are very interested in it, and a lot of the guys who are very good, they're very chill, very friendly in explaining and sharing concepts and ideas. Mr. Shake Mistake. What games are you playing recently, and do you listen for cover ideas when playing games? So games I played recently, it's been a little tough. I would say the game that I finished most recently was Bravely Default on the DS. It's like it's like a it feels a little bit it's like a reskin of Final Fantasy, the Four Warriors of Light, but the music in it, fantastic. I also love Octopath Traveler. I also would like to make a few covers of those. Like their battle OSTs is just I just love really good RPG music. What inspired me to make this channel? Vadix99. Yes. So I did this channel for fun. I did this channel just to have kind of a working online diary for myself, just to kind of track my own journey with Speedback. And um, at the very beginning, of course, nothing's quite good because like you're still figuring out how to get proficient at it. And then for me, that was just this YouTube channel was more of a way to just have fun, show people that, hey, I'm doing this journey and I hope that you guys like it. And then for some reason, the mysterious YouTube algorithm was like, hey, this guy put out a cover for Feel Good Incorporated by the Gorillaz. Flood him. And then, hey, put out Chop Suey. Go get him. Go get him. And I'm just like, and then I open up my YouTube app. I'm like, that can't be right. There's so many people here. So, I hope that answers this question. Sunken started Octopath the other day. It's good so far. I love the music. Yes, I love the music. Up to cover Bohemian Rhapsody might be a challenge. Yes, Bohemian Rhapsody has got a lot of different parts. It has a lot of different what I call phrases and sections because each way that they articulate those sections, I have to adjust my techniques accordingly. I can't just ham fist my way through the entire song because it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound compatible. Um, and but that's the fun for me. I get to figure out how to make it work. Most of the time, I practice things, and it doesn't really pan out. It's like I do it, and it's like it's not a good fit. But at least I can scratch it off the list. Guy, all right, that didn't work. Try something else, right? Another question by Shake Mistake. What's been the most surprising outcome of the channel? Honestly, you guys. Um, this has been for the most part my own little self journey, self exploration. I didn't really expect this amount of outstanding interest and support, and I'm just floored. Thank you. Don't know if you heard any Rain World music. I don't know. Any musical background before deciding to speak back for music? I play a little bit of piano. A little bit of piano. I'm not terribly good at it, but I do play a little bit of piano, so I am aware of time signatures. I am aware of like a couple of phrasings here and there. Oh, good lord. Okay, thank you, Ferroni. So yeah, I have having a little. I feel like musicians and rhythm gamers would really love the speedback because there's a lot more overlap than you think there is. Because and even like dancers or someone who appreciates a good choreography. Because let me tell you, I'm a horrible dancer. Like I have the phrasing. What was it? Two left feet. I have two left feet. Okay, but for some reason, this is my way for me to create my own choreography, and just to arrange something that's very tasteful, visually pleasing, but also acoustically, stimulating. One question from JI: have you ever tried or do you have a past with dancing? No, I'm sorry, I'm not a dancer. But um, yes, I do say it would help with learning boxing footwork a little bit because this speed bag here, a lot of people say, oh, it won't actually teach you how to throw a punch, which is, I can see the merit in that because you're not fully extending, you're not fully incorporating the kinetic linking of your, I can't show you my legs, guys, but you can't, when you're boxing, you incorporate power from your legs like a spring which goes through and channels through, and then at the very end, all that power that's condensed up from your legs is then exploded through into throwing punches. I think the speedback teaches you rhythm because one, you have to have a good sense of rhythm and understanding flow to hit it, and a little different benefit is that you have to learn how to mute out things you can't control. What I mean by that is that whenever you hit the speed bag and you do a couple of rebounds, right? There are some rebounds that you're not going to hit, especially if you just hit the triple beat, like the three rhythms. Usually you're not going to worry about the first or second rebound. It's only the third one that you're going to hit. it teaches you to mellow out if you get good at this, because you have to ignore variables that you can't control, and instead you have to focus on doing the hits that you can control. Now obviously you can change up rhythms, you can start, hitting a little slower so you can hit single rebounds like this, but for the most part, if you hit like exclusively boxing style, the first two rebounds, you're not gonna hit those. Just ignore it. Just mellow out. Like, you need to. There's so much information thrown at you when you're boxing, and you have to learn how to intelligently mute some of that stuff out so you have more brain power and capacity to process what's really important. Okay. Maybe also doing covers of classical music. Yes, I agree. They are very challenging. I actually did a cover of Antonio Vivaldi's Winter a while ago, and that one for the violin for the violin first movement. That one was a lot of fun. Jazz music, I agree. I've gotten a lot of requests for Take Five. I'm not very comfortable with it, and it doesn't sound quite good because I'm not there yet with the skill level. But that's just going to be another fork along my journey to kind of explore and learn. One of the songs that I've been listening to a lot is this song from Cowboy Bebop called Tank, and I'm not there yet. Okay, I'm not there yet. I know, like, Tank guys, temper your expectations. It's not there yet, but that is one of the songs that I kind of want to break into once I get good enough to do like the jazz stuff. Thank you. Well, it's Peter. Love the covers. Hello, Gansas. Do you have ever experienced making maps for rhythm games? No. I don't have any experience making maps at all for rhythm games, for DDR or for OSU, because it's a very patient task because you have to manually. I don't know the specifics of it, but my understanding is you have to input the hits in, or like the beats, whatever, on certain frames of that file, and then you have to time it with the music, and that's a labor of love. Okay, like, you have to manually sit at the computer. You have to specify that at this microsecond you want this input to be recognized as good, and it's like that's a labor of love. I don't have any experience with that. Have you ever tried "You Walk My World" by Michael Jackson? Not yet. Um, Ultra Kill. What is Ultra Kill? It must be a game of some kind. What are my tastes in music by R. Hardar? My taste in music is eclectic. Um, I like a lot of American songs. I have a fondness for, like, 80s and 90s songs, and then I also have a fondness for like old, create Korean bands like Epic High. I also liked Koyote way back in the day. I also listen to a lot of Japanese stuff lately. Like, I love Yoasobi, I love Ayase. Natori is amazing too. And then of course I listen to a lot of Hololive. It's kind of cheating because they're an idol company, but man, some of those talents produce a lot of good music. Um, like Mori Calliope, her stuff is banging. Um, Takanashi Kira's her latest song called Mirage. I would like to do cover that later on once I kind of digest it a little bit, but that's probably gonna be one of my next Hololive ones. Um, Low key, I want to hear a cover of It's Going Down off Persona 3 reboot. Again, I'll probably have to hear that. I do get a couple of requests for Persona 5 as well, too. Um, so, Tank is crazy. Yeah, Tank is 3 2 on this jam. Um, Shetshire, what about some Venetian snares? Okay, Venetian snares is insane, okay? The change ups is crazy. Part of the challenge with Speedback is it's very easy to maintain things at a certain tempo or a certain beat. Like, say, if I was trying to hit something, if I was trying to hit 8 notes or 16 notes on a 120 BPM thing, it would sound something like this: 8 notes, 16 notes, right? But Venetian snares, a lot of change ups, a lot of time cadence changes, and also the same thing with Polyphia too. They change a lot of stuff, but that's part of the reason why I had a lot of fun with Polyphia. Because playing God, I think for a very long time I was just like scratching my head. I was like, okay, this is obviously section A, this is section B. And then it's just for me, I have to condense it down and like really master section A, go to section B, really master that down. And then this 5 to 10 second interval where it transitions from A to B, I spend a lot of bad takes there trying to figure that out. It's very tough because like you get used to doing one speed, one articulation, and then you have to cleanly go into a different articulation without cuts. And that's one of the limitations I'm put on myself. I love doing single takes because it feels very organic to me. And I'm horrible and very impatient at video editing, okay? So like if I use um, what was it? DaVinci Resolve. I use DaVinci Resolve, the free version, to do all of my I hate to say video editing. It's more me syncing the song, the video clip, and trying to make sure the levels are right. So my video editing experience is a little better than March of 2024, but it's nothing great. Hatsune Miku, Disappearance of Miku. Uh, yeah, so Brian, you raised up a very good point, okay? The fast passage is just a continuous dribble of the ball. That's one of the struggles that I have with faster songs because even with Freedom Dive, I did do a cover of Freedom Dive by XI or she. Sorry if I butchered the name, but I felt like if I wanted to give it a more, one of my things was like I could technically make it just a continuous dribble, which would match the sound, but visually that's just very boring, right? And I'm for my speedback thing, I'm not trying to do a perfect reproduction of the song's drum cadence or the percussion. I'm not trying to do a one for one translation because that's a little bit arrogant for me to do because I have different gear. Drums have a lot of different gears. They have what the kick drum, very bassy, sometimes a double kick pedal. They have a snare, a couple of tom toms, hi hats, crash and ride cymbals, and all that. Okay, I'm not a drummer. I'm not a drummer. I only know these things just because a couple of Google searches. I was like, huh, what's a drum kit? And then Google gives you the layman version of that. Okay, I can't do all that, but that's okay because then it forces me to say, I take a song like Meshuggah's Bleed. I mean, I think the drummer's name was Tomas. Incredible guy, insane chops, right? And he does a lot of things that are easily overlooked the first time, and then I have to figure out how do I take all that wonderful stuff and then just condense it down into what I can express here. Okay, so if you look at my cover as a one-to-one translation, obviously I'm going to be missing a lot of stuff. It won't exactly be completely faithful to the source material, but I mean it's just kind of how things are adapted. Like you can say the same thing for the books to movie adaptation. Usually the book is going to be so much better because they had a lot more room and a lot more agency to paint the background, to go into each character development, and to better frame the plot. But in the movies, you have to chop things off because of time constraints and because of the director choices. And same thing here. I'm also making my cuts in a way where it makes more sense for the type of media or the type of gear that I'm using. So thank you for Shake Mistake. Thank you for yes, I am a Hall of Fame. Who's my Oshi? Inugami Korone for sure. Hi Grace. Would really love if you did Speedback Platform Swivel Bag Show in Tell. Okay. Yeah. Actually, yeah, let's if you guys are not too bored, I'd like to do a little bit of that. Okay. So what I can do for my platform, so this is something that I built, okay? I took a basic riff. There's a guy named Speedbag Labs, and for every year at the Speedbag Gathering, they set up a massive platform with at least 10 Speedbag stations. It's incredible. But he had a couple of pictures showing the frames of it, and I took it. I'm going to step out a little bit so I can better show you this. There are four 4x4 vertical beams, right? And then there's a couple of 2x4s that are bolted in to connect with each other, okay? So I'm gonna preface this. My frame is not perfect in any form, okay? It has its share of problems, but one of the things that I was considering when I'm making the frame is traditionally speedback platforms are mounted to the wall, specifically within the studs. Usually if there's like a drywall stud, you would drill through that and make sure it's snug to a wall. Most boxing gyms have their speedback platforms mounted to the wall. Why? Because it absorbs vibration the best. It gives you the best feedback. You won't have a lot of issues with rattling because all that momentum is channeled into the wall. But as a home liver, for me, my particular emphasis was I didn't want my house wall to vibrate every time I went into the garage and hit this. So I did a riff of creating a platform, but this has its own set of issues because I'm a terrible woodworker. Like I'm seriously like on a scale from level 0 to 10, I'm like a -5. Okay. When I constructed this, there were a lot of mistakes I made in building this, and luckily, my neighbor, who is way more competent at this stuff, um, he helped salvage a lot of this to where it's its current form right now. Still has its issues with shaking, and yes, I do need to figure out what the heck diagonal bracing is to make this thing stop shaking. But I've put in a couple things. Um, these are concrete bags up top, 60 pounds a piece, so about 240 pounds, mounted onto like a wooden tabletop thing. These are two maple drums. I tried using pine from Home Depot. It's good if you're starting out, but as you get better at it, ditch the pine. It's too soft of a wood, okay? You need something sturdier so it less absorbs the impact of your speed bag as you're hitting it. You need something that has good hardness on it so it'll bounce properly. um, I think Novus would make some magic. I think so too. It's a shame that he's not in this world anymore, but I would have loved to collab with him. The speed bags, okay. I have a couple of brands. The two brands that I can wholeheartedly recommend are the Jim Bradley X Thrasher House Pro Balls. This is a 5x8 Pro Ball. I started off on a Jim Bradley 6x9 Pro Ball. The reason why I recommend the 6x9 size a lot is because this is probably the most entry friendly size that any beginner can approach speed bagging with. It has a good enough size, so it's easier to find the sweet spot to hit it. And it's since the bag length is 9 inches, the rebound will be a little bit slower than this. Okay, highly recommend starting off with these. I also use a Tuxedo custom bag called the name is Ronnie Speed Bag. He's an exceptional maker. Unfortunately, the Tuxedo bag that I have right now is currently being repaired. I'm still checking my mailbox. Like, is it here? No. Is it here? No. Okay. So I'm gonna get it back soon. But and then the swivel. Okay. This swivel is made by Jeff Thrasher. It is a Thrasher House swivel XR 14XR. Highly recommend this swivel if you want to hit the speed bag the way that I do, because it handles changes and directions so well. Side to side, front and back. Alright. Most boxing gyms, they will have either the U-bolt swivels, like a little U that'll clack back and forth like this, or they'll have a chain link one where it's like two chain links and then it just kind of goes like that. Those swivels are very good for going forwards and backwards, which is what a boxer wants to do, because all they do all day is just hit it from the front, okay? Not so for a Bible style speedbagger, because we want to hit it in all directions. And one of the weaknesses of the U-bolts is that it doesn't like changes in directions. It's only designed for going forwards and backwards, and it doesn't handle changes in directions very well. Okay. I only heard about Hololive from that Shock Girl crossover with American Basketball. Check it out. Thanks for the answer. Yes, Gargura. She's very cute. Rex is a drummer. I respect you truly. Funny story about that. Alan Khan, he actually has a drumming background. So there is a lot of potential for you to overlap into this very smoothly because you are a drummer. If I had to kind of distill it down, it would almost as be you're playing on your kick drum or your snare exclusively, but you're doing a lot more things with it. There's a lot more skill scene with it, because like you drummers are crazy. You do crazy techniques like paradiddles and all that. I'm not gonna even pretend I know what's going on because only you guys know what's going on. But I think you'll find a lot of overlap and expression there for you. Have I done any songs with unusual time signatures? No, not yet. I mostly stick with uh, 4/4, or in a couple cases I do 3/4, like say in Piano Man. But I haven't done anything crazy like um, Take Five, 5/4. Have I heard of Ken Ashcorp? No. Dance. I would have to listen to that song there. Cheshire, Sister Salem. Thank you for enjoying the System of Down video. Thank you guys for the support here. I want to say you're amazing. um, Mr. Rex, what are your thoughts on your System of Down video blowing up? Little bit of shell shock, because I mean, I don't really expect the algorithm to be like, hey, this guy, watch him now, because my setup is a very old school YouTube feel, you know? It's just me, the garage, speedback platform. I don't do stuff with thumbnails. I don't do things like green screen because, I really can't be bothered with it, I just, even though my setup is very simple, I want to make the emphasis more about the skill and execution of the technique, and I'll just let the video speak for itself. That's also partially the reason why I don't do action call outs. I don't do the please like, subscribe, click that bell. I find it a little annoying. If you guys like my content, you'll naturally do it. If you don't, that's cool. I'll let you guys decide. You guys are intelligent, right? Can I make a cover of Blackout from Scorpions? I'll have to look into that now. How would it sound if you fill the speedback with rocks? Okay, it would not sound good, and let me tell you why. Okay, sorry, one sec. This is actually a good question. So, a speed bag, for all purposes, is pretty much a leather sleeve on the outside. Usually leather, because it absorbs impact well, right? Fairly sturdy. There is a rubber air bladder inside of the speed bag that you would, inflate. Obviously, you don't inflate it with your mouth. Use like an air pump or a bicycle pump, right? But you would insert this into the speed bag. You pump it up. I usually put about 2.8 to 3.0 psi into it, pressures per square inches into it, and then this inflates and then just pretty much is creased by the leather speed bag. So you can think of it as if I'm hitting a balloon, right? But a balloon with a leather covering a sheath, so that way I don't destroy this, but also it gives me the properties I want for rebounding. Crap, I just bought that 24-inch pine from Home Depot. Okay, yeah, so I started with that. It's decent if you're starting off, but as you get better, you're gonna find limitations with it, especially if you do it with this style, okay? Yeah, I think that's what makes it good. Yes, I try to make it nice and clean. Okay, truly, thank you guys for your questions. I'm going to, it's not fully quite up to my expectations, but I'm gonna try to hit to Hajime no Ippo's Hekireki, okay? It's not perfect, but I'll show you guys what I have, okay? This is the 2010 version, okay? Okay. As you can see, it's very unrefined. Okay. So there's, I'm actually, you guys got to see that because that's an unrefined version of what I usually work with at the very beginning of when I do my covers. Okay. Um, practicing on a speed bag. Thank you. So I don't explicitly count for like whenever I do covers of that nature, right? There's, at least for me, there's a lot of mistakes that I observed that I made. And even though it takes me a really long time for me to upload my videos, like, let me just emphasize, when I upload a video, I aim for perfection, but I usually never reach it. And that's okay because, I'm not a professional musician, right? I'm not working for Sony Music Entertainment, and this is, obviously not my full-time living or, vocation of any sort, right? But the point of me leaving a few mistakes with it in each of my videos is one is like, I'm not perfect. And the downside of doing the single take is that, I'd rather leave a few mistakes in as a single take rather than just sterilize the whole video and then just do a mashup of like multiple clipped together pieces, right? Because part of the fun for me is being able to do this start to finish, one take, do the best you can. And for me, my best that you can is I try to, it's not like a solid rule or anything, it's more like a self-inflicted guideline. For me, I try to have at least less than 5 audible mistakes on a speedback cover, right? All right. So I'm not trying to push out, I'm trying to push out as perfect of a video as I can. But I do leave the mistakes in because one, I'm human, and secondly, I hope it's kind of a point of like, a grounding and encouragement to other people too, that whenever they watch my videos, I would rather them go, huh, he's not perfect either. He made a few mistakes. Rather than someone seeing me and go, wow, he's perfect. I could never do it, right? I would rather people, laugh at mistakes like, ha, he made a mistake, and then like, try it for themselves. Like, oh, this is a lot harder than it looks. Rather than them going, I can never do this. I want people to do this, right? I want people to be interested and try this. And, it's this is a heavily ingrained in the mindset of, boxing culture. It's hard to kind of break that mindset, right? But that's fine. Yeah. Inner Light from Hajime Amiibo. I've never heard of it. I'll have to give it a couple listens to see how I can adapt it. But yeah, I'm still working on that. Yeah. So yeah. Another nice thing about the swivel here as well too. This is very interchangeable. See this little paracord loop here? It looks like a kind of like a little toggle here, right? This guy makes it so much easier to change out speedbacks. I take this off, and presto, my speed bag is off, right? This makes it very easy for me to change it out with different sizes. So I'm gonna put on the little 6x9 speed bag now. So I'm gonna check the message here. Okay. 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 Yeah, let me put this on real quick. And wow, that was easy to change out, right? That's pretty nice. Another plug for Thrasher House swivels. Very easy to change out bags. The bad thing about boxing gyms and the U-bolts and stuff is a lot harder to change out the bags and swivels that way. Okay. Practice makes progress, not perfection. Yes, thank you. Yeah, I try to keep myself grounded in that as well too. Let's see. So this is a 6x9 song. Let's do something just a tad bit slower. Let's do. Yeah, so many song choices. Okay, hold on. Let's just load this up.
Yeah, you know what? I like to play.
Bit of a slower bag.
No diggity, no doubt. Play on, play that. Play on, play that. Yo, Trey, drop the verse. It's going down, fade to Black Street. The homies got at me, collab creations. Funk like acting, no doubt. I put it down, never slouch. As long as my credit can vouch, that y'all couldn't catch me. Tell me who could stop with Dre making moves, attracting honeys like a magnet. Giving them orgasms with my mellow accent. Still moving this flavor with the homies Black Street Teddy, the original rough shakers. Shutting it down, good love. Baby, gotta move it all one time. Street niggas don't play around. Cover much ground, can't get it all down. Getting paid is a forte. Teaching every day to play away. I can't get her out of my mind. Wow. I think about the girl all the time. Wow, wow. East side to the west side. It's a bad ride. It's close to time. She got tricks in the stash. Stacking up the cash. Fast when it comes to the gas. By no means average. It's on when she's got to have it. Baby, you're a perfect 10. I wanna get in. Can I get down so I can do? I like the way you work it. Young diggity. I got to bag it. I like it. I like the way you work it. Young diggity. I got to bag it. I like it. I like the way you work it. Young diggity. I got to bag it. I like it. I like the way you work it. Young diggity. I got to bag it. She's got class and style. She knowledge by the time. Really never had time. Very low key on the profile. She feelings is unknown. Let me tell you how it goes. Words for words, things to verb. Love is with girls so frequent to her. Going with the fatness. You don't even know what the half is. You got to pay to play. Just for show you bang bang the way. I like the way you work it. Jump tight all day, every day. I know in my mind, maybe in time, baby, I can get you in my ride. I like the way you work it. Young diggity. I like to bang it. I like it. I like the way you work it. Young diggity. I like to bang it. I like the way you work it. Young diggity. I like to bang it. I like it. I like the way
So that was No Diggity by Flex Street. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for enjoying this. Kaede? Kaede? Alright. Unfortunately, guys, got some IRL stuff to do, so I'm gonna close the stream for now. Just want to thank you all for tuning in, dropping in, celebrating with me on this 50K celebration. Please do continue to leave comments and stuff. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a blessed Saturday. Peace.